What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about our instrument setup, okay? Kind of all the parts and pieces, what is connected to what, so that you can really understand when you sit in your key station how everything works. So here we go. Number one is a laptop. So the ministry provides a laptop with all the available sounds and patches that we use weekly. This laptop is kind of like the brain center of everything that we have. All our libraries are there, libraries like Omnisphere, Keyscape, Contact, The Giant, Noir, Una Corda, many beautiful pianos, pads, sounds that we use every week. They're in there. So the laptop, pretty much anywhere you go, if you take that laptop with you, you can carry all those sounds with you. The second item that we have in our key station is, of course, a keyboard. We use a Nord Stage 3 88 key hammer action. It's a great keyboard. However, we use it primarily as a controller, meaning we're not actually using the sounds within the keyboard, although we can, and sometimes we do. But for the most part, every Sunday, we are connecting this keyboard to our laptop, and the laptop is the one that is providing all the libraries that I just mentioned, and that's what's coming out in the house. Next on the list is an audio interface. The one that we use is the Play Audio 12 by Interconnectivity, and both Mainstage and Ableton Live are recognizing that audio interface for its outputs. So within Mainstage, the way we have it set up is that our keys, our pianos, and our pads are sent to separate outputs, both stereo. So 1 and 2 will be kind of sending everything that's pianos, electric pianos, keys, arpeggiators, things like that. And everything that's pads and synths will be sent to 3 and 4. And the rest of the outputs are taken up by Ableton. So 5 and 6 will send out all of our tracks, and then 7 is a mono output for click, and 8 is a mono output for cues. It's also worth mentioning that the drummer also uses a metronome, and he can also run a click, which is very great for spontaneous moments where maybe it's almost like a fail-safe in case something does happen with the tempo inside of Ableton Live. The drummer can continue running the band with his own metronome. There's a couple of more controllers that we use on stage. The first one is the Korg Nano Control, and this is a very popular controller, and it's the one we love. It's very portable, but at the same time, I love that it has all the knobs and all the faders necessary for us to manipulate and control Mainstage. So we control Mainstage remotely from this controller. That way we don't have to be fussing around with the computer and kind of like doing things manually. Everything is connected to this Nano Control, so that from here we can put up volumes, we can blend pianos, we can put up our reverbs, we can put up delays and things like that. For Ableton, we use a separate controller called the Akai MPC40 Mark II. It's super useful and super handy for kind of fading out and having a master track volume fader, for having a volume fader for click, for cues. We also use it to repeat parts and to jump to different parts in the song if we need to. We use it also to be in open moments and still with Ableton. So we don't allow Ableton to kind of control us. We control Ableton through this controller. And the very last piece that we have is actually a USB hub. And this thing is great because instead of plugging all these things that I mentioned, because a lot of them have USB connections, instead of plugging those things to dongles and individually straight into the laptop, what we have is it's called an OWC dock. And basically behind it, it has plenty of USB connectors and even USB-C connectors for things like hard drives and keyboards, controllers, audio interfaces. Everything I just mentioned goes connected to that, and that hub simply has one cable that needs to connect to the laptop that we use to play weekly. So that's great because that way we don't have to fuss and try to find cables and connect stuff every week, but rather everything just kind of stays put, and we don't need to be disconnecting stuff or reconnecting, and rather just with this cable we can connect it to the computer. So I hope all this helps, and of course, should you have any questions, feel free to reach out.